gentlemen, welcome to wrestling. Mount Carmel Area High School versus Shamokin. Tonight's action being brought to you through the courtesy of Central Supermarket. I'm your announcer, Joe Swatsky, and we're bringing the action to you direct from the Annex Gymnasium in Shamokin. At 95 pounds, Jimmy Griffith, a freshman, taking on Ned Moser, a junior, for the Indians. The Tornado wrestlers will be identified by their white trunks. The Shamokin wearing the purple and white, the Tornadoes in the red and white. So you'll be able to distinguish the boys by the white trunks. Capacity crowd on hand here tonight. The gym is full. There aren't too many more seats available. All right, Moser moves in and still neutral. Moser gets the takedown. 2 points for Ned Moser over Jimmy Griffiths. 1:23 seconds left to go. Griffith will take the defensive position. Moser takes the offensive position. The official for tonight's match is referee Bill Piper from Lancaster. Moser maintaining control with a tight waist and then grabbing the leg. Griffith's trying to turn over. He has to get the arms, his arm free. Tear Moser's arms loose from around the waist and then stand up. No luck yet. Moser has the one arm of Griffith's pretty well tied up, and until he can get the arm free, Moser's going to have some difficulties. Due to some technical difficulties this evening, we are only able to utilize one camera, so your view of the match is going to be pretty much from the same position. A point for holding, locking the arms, locking the hands, and Ned Moser picks up another point, so he's leading 3-0 in this first period of action. 36 seconds left to go in the first period. Moser still in control. They come neutral. 1 point. An escape for Jimmy Griffith. And Bill Piper indicates they are still neutral, so they will go to the neutral position. So far, Griffiths is trailing 3-1. We have 14 seconds left. They'll probably stay neutral. All right. At the odd-numbered matches, the choice will go to Shamokin. They flipped the coin at the beginning of the match, and the Shamokin captains chose to take the decision in the second period whether or not they'll take the offensive or defensive position. At this time, Griffiths had to go down. Moser took the offensive position, and that'll reverse in the next period. So Moser maintaining control over Griffiths. Moser is picking up some valuable riding time. We'll remind you again that each minute that a boy maintains control over his opponent, he is awarded 1 point at the end of the bout, and the maximum there will be 2 points for riding time. Griffiths in control, or check that, Moser in control. We spoke to Coach Sam Verano from Shamokin before the match, and we asked him if he had any comments to make about it. The only thing Mr. Verano was willing to say was that he expects it would be a close match all the way down the line. Nice move and counter by Moser that time. Moser maintaining control and building up riding time. 1:06 left to go, second period of wrestling. Moser now has a little over 2 minutes of riding time over Jimmy Griffiths. That's Moser on the top. Griffiths trying to sit out, but Moser stays behind him. Still, Moser still in control. He's able to maintain control by a tight waist, and he also has Jimmy Griffith's left arm. Griffith has to break his arm loose in order for him to be able to get some leverage to move. 28 seconds to go, second period. They'll go out. Coach Frank Picatis has indicated that he expects to be victorious in several weight classes. He is hoping to be victorious in several weight classes that he considered critical. At 95 pounds, he was not really expecting Jim Griffiths to win at this point. Now let's see if Frank knows what he's doing. Ned Moser is a junior, and Jimmy Griffith is a freshman. They go out of bounds, and we'll come back to the center. 18 seconds to go, second period. Moser 3, Griffiths 1. Moser maintaining control. He has a leg and a tight waist. Now he camps the leg, and he'll be able to work upward from that. Time will run out. So we'll come to the end of the second 2-minute period of wrestling, and this time, as we begin the third period, Jimmy Griffith will maintain control of Ned Moser. All right, he's a little too high. Griffiths gets too high. Bill Piper is pointing toward us. What he does is point to the bench to indicate which team is in control. Reversal. Well, Jimmy Griffith is having quite a time of it for himself out there. As far as a match like this is concerned now, what the coach will be looking for will be anything but a pin. Coach Frank Picatis will be hoping that Griffiths is able to maintain enough wrestling control in order to avoid being pinned. If a boy is pinned, his team will score 5 points or 6 if the pin occurs in the fourth period. Otherwise, if a boy wins by decision, his team is awarded 3 points. 59 seconds to go, third period. It is 5-1, Ned Moser over Jimmy Griffiths. And Moser will definitely have 2 more points riding time. He already has 3 minutes, 58 seconds. 4 minutes now, so he'll pick up 2 additional. Now this is a situation whereby it's a double arm bar. All right, stopped. A potentially dangerous hold. This could have led up into a half Nelson, which of course is an illegal hold and potentially very dangerous. So Bill Piper very wisely calls the halt to the action. Now we have 30 seconds left. No points, turnaround. 15 seconds to go in this match. Two seconds to go. Time will be over. So Ned Moser will decision Jimmy Griffiths, and Shamokin area will take the lead 3-0. And we'll be right back following this message.
When you shop, shop the Central Supermarket at 130 South Oak Street, right here in Mount Carmel. When it comes to top quality and fresh food, look no further, because Central's got it. When it comes to service, the Central staff gives that little extra teamwork that puts it in the winner's circle, and that gives you cordial, prompt, and efficient service. All this and low, low prices means there's only one place for your marketing needs. It's at Central Supermarket, 130 South Oak Street in Mount Carmel. Stop in today.
We have moved up to the 103-pound match with Johnny Owens in the white trunks, a junior from Mount Carmel area, taking on Dave Maritek, also a junior. This 103-pound match is one of the matches that Coach Picatis considers a must. Johnny Owens is very popular with the crowd. When the wrestlers were introduced prior to tonight's match, there was a standing ovation for John. John has his work cut out for him tonight. We're separated from our scorekeeper, so we can't give you too much detail on the Shamokin Indians. John Owens is looking for a comeback. Up at Berwick, he was leading in decision by 6-2, and in the third period, he found himself put on his back and pinned by his opponent. So John definitely wants to make a comeback from that. Remind our viewers, well, now as you're looking at it, John Owens is on the right in the white trunks, and Dave Maritek will be on the left with the white stripe down the side of the body. The tempo is still slow at this stage of the match. The action will pick up as we get closer and closer to the end. Both boys are neutral, neither one in an advantage. Owens now will probably try to go behind. If he can feel himself where he can get position, he will try to go behind. Watch for that move by John Owens. He will probably move to your left if he can feel himself able to do so. 16 seconds left in the first period. John went the other way. Fool me. There he's trying for it, but out of bounds. They remain neutral, 11 seconds left. Still jockeying for position. They lock up. Chances are they're going to end up neutral. All right, no score in this match, in this bout, I should say. The decision now goes to Owens, and John chooses to take the down position or the defensive position. He will then have the top position in the third period. Dave Maritek takes the top. Bill Piper wants to make sure they're set properly before they go. Owens is trying for a sit-in switch. Dave Maritek was using more muscle that time. Maritek is a shade taller, maybe an inch or so taller than Johnny Owens, has that little bit of leverage. The counter to that switch, when you see Owens moving his arm in, Owens comes free very easily. So he takes a 1-0 lead in this 103-pound bout. John will try to go behind if he possibly can, and he does. You saw it, but they were out of bounds, so there'll be no points scored. Owens is quick, and this is one of his favorite moves when they're locked up like that, when they grab behind the neck. Okay, that time, Davey Maritek dove in for double leg. Owens just moved away from it very nicely, quickly, and they lock up again. Now here's where Owens will try to go behind if he possibly can. Watch him, he'll be quick. Both coaches, Coach Frank Picatis for the Tornadoes and Coach Sam Verano for the Indians, is sitting and observing things, neither of them getting excited yet. Still neutral. 58 seconds to go, second period. Johnny Owens with the 1-point lead. Coach Frank Picatis considers this 103-pound weight match or weight class a must. Let's see what happens. Owens is trying to go behind, and you see a nice countering by Dave Maritek. Owens does get a chance to go. Still neutral. Dave has a leg. He has an arm around the leg. If he can stand up, he may have Owens. They'll be going out. Owens works behind for 2. John Owens takes a 3-point lead now in this 103-pound bout. 14 seconds left. Owens will be on top, and I'd like to remind you that when we get into the third period, he will have the top position also. Maritek puts his hand in for a switch, but to no avail. Owens in control. They'll go to the end of the period just about like they are unless Owens can turn Maritek over. So we come to the end of the second period with Johnny Owens a 3-0 lead and the Tornadoes trailing 3-0 behind the Indians of Shamokin. We're in the second weight class of the evening, 103 pounds. Johnny Owens with the white trunks at 103, his opponent Dave Maritek. Owens maintaining control, he cross faces. Owens would like to have a pin in this particular bout. Dave Maritek is a junior, Johnny Owens is a junior. Cross-face cradle hold here, but Owens lets that go and works for something else. Rollover, no points. Owens now has a leg. 1 minute 27 seconds. Owens is trying for a pinning combination, and Maritek has been able to counter him somewhat successfully so far. Owens wants to keep him in. They'll go out. 1 minute 1 second remaining. Johnny Owens 3, Dave Maritek nothing. Owens has 1 minute 18 seconds of riding time as to 7 for Maritek, so John may pick up an important point there if he needs it. Owens is still working. As long as you see, well, you can't see it from our angle here. Maritek pushes his arms out so that John cannot really get him. And John has an arm bar. You see a warning against the Dave Maritek stalling. Wrestlers must constantly work to improve their position. Owens must work to pin, and Maritek must work to escape. Owens applying a little bit of pressure, trying to soften him up, but his time is going to be his enemy now, with only 7 seconds left. Well, Mount Carmel now evens things up at 3-3 as Johnny Owens picks up a decision 5-0 over David Maritek from the Indians. That's Johnny Owens being congratulated by his teammates. A well-earned victory for John. So the score remains tied 3-3, and we're going now to 112. Davey Howells, a junior on the mats in the white trunks. His opponent, Roy Thompson, a sophomore. Sam Verano giving last-minute instructions, and here comes Thompson. So the clock starts and the boys lock up, and let's go from here. David Howells has been doing a fine job. Dave has been undefeated at 112 pounds. Earlier in the season, he had wrestled 2 matches at 120, and his weight is, his best weight alignment is down at 112, and Dave has been doing a fine job there, as attested by his record of no defeats at 112. Dave is out looking for another win tonight to see if he can put the Tornadoes out in front. Dave ducks under, but to no avail. 1 minute 12 on the clock. Neither boy at an advantage, both neutral. Bill Piper in the background studying the action intently. They're getting near the end of the match and they may go out of bounds. Let's see. There you go. The crowd has not reacted very much yet to any of the matches so far. They probably will. 50 seconds, first period. Dave drops in and Roy Thompson pancakes out. break it off themselves and go back to the middle. Howells tried that time to grab a leg, but Thompson stayed away. 15 seconds. We may end this period neutral. All right. So, no score in this 112-pound bout between Dave Howells and Roy Thompson. The choice goes to Mount Carmel. Howells decides to take the down position, defensive position. I'd like to remind you that our match tonight is being brought to you by the fine folks down at Central Supermarket, where you get everything of the highest quality in food and in service. Howells working for an escape. An escape, and Bill Piper signals that they came neutral, so Dave Howells picks up 1 point. They go back to the neutral position. The decision that time was based on the fact that Thompson had given up control prior to Howell and Hay leaving the mat, but Howell had not gained control of Thompson. So therefore, it's just simply a 1 point escape. So Dave Howell takes the lead. Howells can be a very exciting wrestler. Perhaps the boys from both squads are being a little cautious because they know both teams want to win this. Thompson ducks under. Unless either boy gets in there and really starts to make a move, there's liable to be a warning called on both wrestlers. They can remain locked up like this, but they still have to move from that particular position. So be on the lookout. We might see that. Howells goes down to his knees. Now Thompson follows. Watch it. Double warning. There it is. Thompson backs off as Howells shoots in. As long as the warnings and the points or penalties are given to both wrestlers, it's not going to hurt things this much. But this makes for a slow bout. 24 seconds left. We're in the second period. The score between the Tornadoes and the Indians tied after 2 matches, 3-3. They'll go out of bounds. Thompson ducks and Howell counters at the end of 2 periods of wrestling. We find the score, Davey Howells 1, Roy Thompson nothing. Bill Piper wants him to be set just right. This is where Thompson stands up, tries to tear Howell's hands loose. If he does, he can escape. There is no advantage in time to either boy. Howells has 6 seconds and the other boy, Thompson, has 8. Now Thompson must rip the hands loose. He has one hand loose. Howells will have to keep Thompson on the mat. If Thompson stands up, all he has to do is rip the hands loose and turn in, and he has an escape. There he stands up again. This time Howells wisely takes the foot, camps the leg, and prevents the stand-up. A good move by Howells. Now, we have a possible stalemate situation here. Howells in control. 1 minute, 10 seconds. Howes has a figure 4 on Thompson, and it's a stalemate. So we'll have to start with Thompson on the bottom. The stalemate, for your information, fans, is that particular situation, just as you had seen, where neither boy is able to improve his position, and perhaps a dangerous thing could occur from it. So Bill Piper calls a stalemate. Howes maintains control. He's unable to keep Thompson from standing up. Thompson did it successfully 3 times, and Howes prevented it only once. Let's see what Howes will do this time. Howes reaches for the leg. All right, he may get the switch in. Howes steps over to counter. Reversal. Well, now David Howes is trailing by a score of 2-1 with only 47 seconds left, and this is one of the critical matches. The crowd comes alive now. Sam Vrano gets up and walks over to his other wrestlers. Shamokin fans come alive to sound encouragement to Roy Thompson. "37 seconds of wrestling remaining with Thompson in control. There will be no time advantage. Howes has to escape. Either escape or he must reverse. 25 seconds. Howes, a reversal by Howes. David Howes has 1 minute, 16 seconds of riding time. You can see the reaction, folks. There it is, no doubt about it. If Howes can get, Howes must hold him. 6 seconds. There is no riding time advantage. David Howes has 1 minute, 27 seconds. Thompson, 35 seconds, no advantage. 4, 3, 2. 2 seconds left, and David Howes, 3 points. Thompson, 2. 2 seconds. David Howes comes from behind and wins the match 3-2. Now we have a message from our good friends at Central Supermarket.
Are you looking for one-stop shopping? Well, look no further. It's at Central Supermarket at 130 South Oak Street in Mount Carmel. From meats to produce, dairy products to canned goods, Central Supermarket provides well-stocked shelves for the family shopper. Always at Central Supermarket, the best quality possible for the lowest in prices. Come on down. One stop at Central Supermarket, 130 South Oak Street, right here in the center of town.
The 120-pound match right now. Joe Ficca, a sophomore for the Tornadoes. Bobby Engel, a junior for the Indians. They're neutral, no points scored. Well, Davey Howes certainly had the crowd on their feet in that last match at 112, where he really had to come from behind to win on a 3-2 decision and put the Red Tornadoes in the lead by a score of 6-3. So now at 120 pounds, we have Bobby Ficca in the white trunks and Joe Ficca, and Bobby Engel, a junior, with that white stripe and the purple. No points yet. We have 1 minute, 2 seconds remaining in this first period. With the rivalry between these two schools, I imagine each coach says every match is a must. They want to win every match, but realistically speaking, they know they can't win them all. So Ficca counters. Ficca goes in for a leg, and Bobby Engel pancakes and makes a nice counter. 30 seconds remaining, first period. Still neutral. You can see Bill Piper, their official, indicating neutral. They may remain neutral in that manner. Although they're back in the mat now, there's no chance of anybody getting out. Ficca has a chance to get control here. As long as Ficca has the arm, neutral at the end of the first period. No points. The decision will go to the Tornadoes, and Joe Ficca reverses things, and he decides to take the advantage in the second period, which he does. Engel moving nicely, and picks up a point on an escape. It only took him 6 seconds to do that. So we go back to the neutral position again, where the points are scored. 2 points for a takedown, 1 point for an escape, 2 points for a predicament. We haven't had any of those yet. 3 points for a near fall, where the good move in there by Engel. Tries for a double leg, and takedown for Engel. He's rewarded that. But there might possibly be a reversal here. Howells, if he can get his arm loose, he has to get the leg loose and the arm loose. Right now, he's getting too far away from Engel. Engel is going to maintain control, which he does. 50 seconds left, second period. Joe Ficca on the short end of a 3-0 score in this 120-pound weight class. The Tornadoes 6-3 over the Indians, team score. Things settle down a little bit here. 10 seconds remaining. The big thing here is that Bob Engel has 3 points in this period, plus he's picked up 1 minute and 20 seconds in time advantage. So we go to the final 2 minutes of wrestling at 120 pounds, and this time Joe Ficca will take the down position. Tornadoes leading 6-3 in the meet, and Joe Ficca on the short end of a 3-0 score in the 128-pound class. Ficca stands up, would like to turn in. They go out. Ficca almost got loose that time, but Engel was able to stay with him. Engel maintaining control. He has Ficca's right arm. He's trying for a double arm. He also, as you can see, has Ficca's leg tied up. 1 minute 30 seconds, third period. Encouragement from the fans over on right side of the gym. A move by Ficca, countered by Engel. One minute of time remaining in this period. Bobby Engel leading 3-0 over Joe Ficca at 120 pounds with 59 seconds remaining to wrestle. And Bobby Ficca also, check that, Bobby Engel also has a 2-minute 22-second time advantage. So here's another potential 2 points. So in order for Ficca to get back and draw even, he's going to have to score at least 5 points in the last 59 seconds. Engel maintaining control over Ficca. You can see that Ficca's right arm is being tied up. Now he gets it loose, but he's unable to stand up and turn in to escape. Engel maintains the tight waist and takes him back to the mat. 10 seconds remaining. Still control. You can see Bill Piper indicating control by Shamokin. Well, Bobby Engel has shut out Joe Ficca by a score of 5-0. There's his hand in victory. And the score now goes Shamokin 6. Shamokin will be the 6 on the left, and the Tornadoes the 6 on the right. So it's 6-6 at the end of 4 matches, each team winning 2 matches on a decision. Team huddles around Bobby Williams, who is going to be coming out at 127 pounds, and Bobby Williams comes out on the mat. Bobby's a senior. His opponent, getting a last-minute word of instruction from Coach Sam Verano behind the Shamokin Indian bench, will be Vince Lashinsky, a senior. 2 seniors on the mat at 127 pounds. And if Lashinsky doesn't get out there fast enough, he may get a warning called on him for stalling. All set to go. Everything all tied up, 6-6 between the Tornadoes and the Indians. This could be a very big match, too. In the course of the evening, I'd like to remind fans that sometimes we feel that the match goes down all the way to the heavyweight class, and the fellas who are wrestling at heavyweight win or lose it, and that's not true at all. You're seeing the match between the 2 wrestling squads being won or lost as we go along. It's hard to say which is going to be a key match, though. At 127, Bobby Williams in the white trunks, Vince Lashinsky with his back to camera now. We're operating with 1 camera only tonight. We had some technical difficulties that wiped out our second camera. Right, not much room. That's the difficulty. Our cameramen, by the way, are Frank Lasky and Joey Bass, and standby camera crew, Joanne Waskevich and Timmy Katona. Well, we're still neutral with 50 seconds left in this first period. Right here on Channel 8, you will see local high school sports, the Mount Carmel area wrestling squad, and how about that basketball team. Right. You're watching a videotape replay of the action that took place on Saturday night at the Shamokin High School Annex. And tomorrow night, you're going to see the Tornado basketball team taking their 4th one over the North Schuylkill Spartans. So make sure you're on tap right here at Channel 8 on your dial, where WJPM TV presents to you the best in high school sports. 7 seconds to go. First period, both boys remaining neutral. Okay, so we come down there. The advantage this time goes to Vince Lashinsky, who decides to take that top position, grabs a leg, and Williams turning to look in. Williams wants to get to his feet. If he does, there's a good possibility that Bobby can escape or come through with a reversal. Bobby tries to stand up, but this time Lashinsky caps a leg and takes it away from Bobby Williams. Williams still moving. You'll notice that no points. Lashinsky put Bobby Williams in a little bit of a tight situation there, but not long enough to score any points. Our fans have settled down again tonight to watch the action here. They said definitely react to the close ones. All right, Williams unable to move and break away from Lashinsky. If Williams can get his arm free and step over, he has to step over, but Lashinsky has his left leg tied up. Now, if Williams can see the left leg being tied up by Lashinsky, that's preventing the step over by Williams. Now, Williams sits in to an inside switch, but Williams has his right arm tied up by Lashinsky and his left leg. Williams flattens out. 43 seconds left, second period. No score, either boy. Although Lashinsky is definitely picking up riding time. He can pick up all of 2 minutes if he is able to hold Bobby Williams. You saw Bobby sit out that time and reach in for a move known as a switch, but they were out of bounds. In the center ring, 32 seconds left. Again, you can see the indication by the official that there was no difficulty on the part of either wrestler. It was just a rollover situation. 5 seconds, we'll come to the end of it. At the end of 2 periods of wrestling, 4 minutes, there is no score between Bobby Williams and Vincey Lashinsky, although Lashinsky does have a full 2 minutes of riding time advantage, which Bobby Williams must hold Lashinsky for a minute or more. He must hold him for more than a minute to wipe out those 2 points. So theoretically, Lashinsky has 2 points on the board now, although they're not up there. If he ducks his head out, they come neutral. Lashinsky picks up an escape. And Williams moves right in for a takedown. Well, Lashinsky has one. There's a out. They must make these moves within the perimeter of that white circle, or with approximately 75% of their bodies within one white circle. When that move was completed, you saw both wrestlers go out of the white circle, and therefore they're definitely out of bounds, and the official blows them out of bounds and awards no points. There's a great deal of judgment calls on the part of a wrestling official. And in our opinion, we feel we have one of the finest and most competent wrestling officials that's available in high school wrestling, Mr. Bill Piper from Lancaster. A minute, 59 seconds. Now Williams stays in the mat. He stays in that center ring. He wants Lashinsky to come to him. As long as he stays in the middle, that's exactly where the action is supposed to take place. Bobby has an enemy out there besides Lashinsky. His enemy is time. 38 seconds to go, third period. Bobby must make a move. Lashinsky could win this 2-0 on a decision and put the Indians out ahead. They'll go out. "15 seconds. There's a possibility official could call a warning on either of the wrestlers, but a warning will have no effect on this outcome. 2 points for Vince Lashinsky, so Vince wins this 4. Looking up there, Vince Lashinsky wins this 4-0, and the Shamokin Indians pick up 3 team points, now go into the lead by a score of 9-6. Coming out on the mat for the Red Tornadoes at 133 pounds is Johnny Tomady, a junior. His opponent on the left, Dave Filarski, also a junior. Tomady might be classified as what we say is a smart wrestler. John is thinking, he knows what he wants to do. He has sufficient strength to do it. Although I know that sometimes he has a little bit of trouble getting down to that 133 pounds. John said to me on Sundays after a Saturday night match, Sundays he eats and balloons up about 5 or 6 pounds, and then he has to work the rest of the week to take it off. A great deal of sacrifice on the part of all high school wrestlers to maintain their weights under the constant care and advice and guidance of their coaches. No control, 1 minute gone. First period, both boys neutral. Look for Filarski to step over and go behind. As long as Tomady maintains the leg, there's no control. Still neutral. Tomady gets it. Beautiful move by Johnny Tomady. I think you've seen an illustration of what I had said earlier, that he knows what he wants to do. He's aware of his opponent's counters, and he just works his way until he gets it. 18 seconds to go, and that brought a definite reaction from the crowd. This is another one of the matches that I think the coach would like to see won. John maintains control. 6 seconds left. Tomady 2. Dave Filarski, nothing. That's Filarski kneeling down. John Tomady with the white trunks for the Tornadoes. Tomady with control, and he is able to maintain it until time runs out. So John Tomady 2, Dave Filarski nothing. Tomady trips his opponent, takes him down, maintains control here. John is going to be working his way up into a pinning combination. It appears as though Filarski is strong. Bill jumps right in. Mr. Piper jumps right in to prevent any wrestling unnecessary that's taking place out of bounds. Tight waist and arm. Tomady maintains control, staying behind. You saw Filarski going into a switch, and Tomady steps over, which counters that move. Tomady in control. 1:13, second period. They may go out of bounds here, and they do, definitely out. I repeat, it is a judgment of the official when a move after it's completed or followed through or countered, if that move is going to end up out of bounds, he will blow them out of bounds and try to prevent any injuries by these boys going off the mats. Tameti with a 2-0 lead. Picking up valuable riding time here. "40 seconds left. Filarski stands up, but you can see the control being maintained by Tameti by the waist and also around the leg. You will notice, if you can see him on your screen, the official will begin to count, indicating a stalling, possible call for a stalling or a warning to a wrestler. 5 seconds. John Tameti, 2 points. His opponent, Dave Filarski, nothing. Going into the third period of wrestling, Tameti has 2 minutes 34 seconds of riding time. Filarski, nothing. And it's all up to this period. John's going to have to escape or reverse. And it looks like he reversed very easily. So that makes the coach breathe a little easier, and Tameti moving and countering these moves nicely. Nice countering by Johnny Tameti. Filarski tries to stand, and Tameti's going to give him anything but that left leg. And he reaches in, dives, and takes him back down. Tameti in control with a 4-0 lead. John has 3 minutes 28 seconds riding time, so he has 2 points there on the board because there are only 57 seconds left. This can tie it all up again. I think the pins are going to be few and far between tonight. That's just an opinion on our part. I'm your announcer, Joe Swatsky, bringing you the action here. Reminding you, you're watching a videotape replay of the action that took place Friday night. Just check that Saturday night in the annex of the Shamokin High School with a nice crowd, approximately 1,200 people on hand. "16 seconds remaining in the third period. It appears they're out. 11 seconds to go. Tameti's indicating that his ribs may be a little sore, but all he has to do is hold on for 10. John Tameti picks up a 6-0 decision over Dave Filarski, and the Tornadoes and the Indians go even up, 9-9. Now we have a brief message. Well, we have now halfway down. We have 6 matches down and 6 matches to go. And the score is tied 9-9, each team taking 3. We're up to 138 pounds. On the right of your screen in the white trunks, Michael Carrick for the Red Tornadoes, Wayne Gross wrestling for the Indians. Mike's a senior, Wayne Gross, a junior. Reminder, our wrestlers from the Mount Carmel Area High School are wearing white trunks, white knee guards, and the Shamokin Indians have that white stripe on a purple background. There are 12 weight, let's see, Carrick moving, neutral. Carrick gets the 2 points on a takedown. Carrick maintaining control. Referee is satisfied. Action starts. Michael Carrick in control of Wayne Gross in the lead with a 2-point takedown in the first period here. With the match between the Tornadoes and Indians all evened up at 9-9. Carrick still maintaining control. The crowd reacts. Carrick does have a definite advantage over Gross, but this early in the match, both boys are strong and fresh. So Gross is able to just resist Carrick's efforts. Still able to resist by attempting to bridge out. Now we may have some difficulties. 5 seconds. We should get a near fall. 3 points, I think, go up on the board right. Michael Carrick, 3 points on a near fall, taking up a 5-0 lead over Wayne Gross. Oh, well, that was the first near fall or predicament of the night. And Mike has 1 minute 24 seconds on the time clock and 5 points on the board. Gross in advantage. Carrick with a hand in, working for a switch, but Gross has Carrick's left ankle, and that's the one that Michael needs to break loose in order for him to sit out and continue that switch. They'll go out. This match is going to be a must. Every match is a must for both teams. All right, Mike has the hand in again. This time he is able to, he may be able to follow through with it until, all right, there's a pinning combination. 2 points reversal, Carrick. Carrick may get the pin. All right, Gross's shoulder is off the mat, and he has his one arm free, and he has Michael Carrick's right arm. If Mike can get his right arm loose, he may be able to work that pinning combination again. Mike has the right arm loose now, and he's going to work for it again. He has 53 seconds to do it. He's got a 7-0 lead. An indication of 2 points predicament, so Mike has a 9-0 lead. Well, he has one more period in which to pull off this pin if he's going to get it. Now, it looks like there's a possibility Mike will do it. It's going to take a great effort on the part of Gross to avoid the pin. We may see in the next period Gross going into a stalling situation. 14 seconds. At the end of this period, we're going to take a break for a few seconds while we make a tape change, and then we'll be right back with that action in the third period. So Michael Carrick Nothing, a 9-9 in the team. Rick started on the top. He's maintaining control. We're at 1 minute and 25 seconds. Mike has a very comfortable lead, 9-0. The Tornadoes are tied with the Indians at 9-9. And it appears that unless Mike makes a very serious mistake, he's going to win this on a decision. However, time is still in his favor for a pin. And we may have that situation pretty closely. All right, Mike gets the arm back. It steps over. 50 seconds remaining. He has time. Now he has an arm bar on Gross. The Gross crawls out of bounds. "45 seconds to go. Well, Carrick can really afford to give up a reversal, but not a pin. 35 seconds. Seconds. Carrick still in control because he has the legs of Wayne Gross. Stalemate. Neither boy able to advance his position. This 8 seconds remaining. No points, just a quick rollover. Not enough time for a pin. Michael Carrick will take a very decisive 11-0 decision over Wayne Gross. Mike's hand in victory. 3 team points for the Tornadoes. The Tornadoes now leading by a score of 12-9. And Mike a little bit tired coming off the court. And no doubt after 6 valiant minutes of fine effort. Looking at the board quickly, 12 for the Tornadoes, 9 for the Indians. All right, we're moving up to 145 pounds. Jimmy Lentini, a senior in the white trunks on the right, taking on Don Schrader, a junior. Lentini, neutral. Lentini is a quick, exciting wrestler. 2-point takedown. We learned before the match that at 145, the regular wrestler, varsity wrestler, was Nick Verano. But replacing him was Don Schrader, a junior, who had been wrestling in JVs and had been undefeated. And this might be a strategy move on the part of Coach Sam Verano from the Indians. Let's see how the strategy works. Schrader stands up easily. He has to rip the arms off, and Lentini wisely steps over. No move. Anytime he goes to stand up, the other boy must grab a leg and prevent it. Lentini on the top in the white trunks, in control of Don Schrader. Hold it, a potentially dangerous move there. No points. Bill Piper issues a warning to these boys. This, I think, is just another indication of the competency of this particular official, who recognizes a potentially dangerous hold. No points. Prevented anything from happening, and with that action, we don't even want to break in on it. Lentini looked like he was in trouble, turned around and put Schrader in trouble, but the motion was continuous. No points were awarded, either for a reversal or for a predicament. Lentini maintaining control now by the tight-waisted left arm. Schrader stands up and comes neutral. Two points. He's got Lentini in trouble. 2-2. Wow, we had quite an exchange that time. At the end of the first period of wrestling, Jimmy Lentini appears to have 2 points, and Schrader appears to have 5. Coach Frank Picatis is going over to the bench, to the official scorer at Sam Verano there, and the official Bill Piper is going over to clarify things. So the two coaches and the referee are in a huddle at the scoring table. We'll get a clarification for you in just a moment when we see it on the board. It appears as though Schrader was awarded 5 points on a takedown and a reversal, and Lentini on a reversal 2 points. We'll check it and see if there's any change. Still a discussion over at the table. Now we have a change. We'll wait until we see where they can finish pushing the buttons. We're in the 8th match of the evening at 145 pounds between Jimmy Lentini and Don Schrader, who are obtaining a few extra moments of rest for themselves. That's Sam Verano in the shirt sleeves, with his hands on hips, and Frank Picatis from Mount Carmel area with the jacket on. And the man in his striped shirt is the fella right in the middle, Mr. Bill Piper, our official. Matter seems to have been clarified. Not quite. Few words yet. Well, as soon as that conversation finishes, we'll look at the crowd and we'll go up and see the decision that is final, and it's coming up right now. At the top, 2 minutes to go in the second period. Mount Carmel area 9, Shamokin Indians 12, and Mount Carmel area 6-4. That's 6 for Jimmy Lentini and 4 for Schrader. Well, there's still a little bit of discussion going on. Check that. I have to read it back. Right below that numeral 6 is the word red, and I gave that to you wrong. I'm going to make a correction on that now. It is Don Schrader 6 and Jimmy Lentini 4, with Lentini in the down position. Second period of wrestling. So Schrader 6, Lentini 4. Schrader going for a crossface and Lentini working his way out of it. Reversal, Lentini. Lentini still in control. That's the indication on the part of the official. And now the fans are definitely reacting here. Reversal, Schrader. He's going for a pinning combination on Lentini. Reversal, Lentini. Lentini in control. Well, this one has the fans on their feet. 1 minute, 7 seconds left to go. Lentini in control. Lentini, this may be a stalemate. Let's see. Lentini has a figure 4 on Schrader's waist. Lentini still in control. Now that can hurt. Now Lentini is going for an arm bar. Unable to grab it. but he still has control with the figure 4. He now has Schrader's arm, taking that away from him. 28 seconds remaining. This bout is all evened up at 8-8. Out of bounds roll. Lentini in control. The crowd reacting very favorably on the Mount Carmel side of the gym. Well, this is one of these, as we said, the tempo has been building up. We're in the 8th match of the evening at 145 pounds. Lentini in control. Schrader trying to tear the arms loose. 10 seconds. Let's see if Lentini can hold on. He may be able to. Lentini holds. 3 seconds. 2. Okay. Two more exciting minutes. Any of you with a heart condition can leave. You'll be excused for a few moments here. While we go to the third 2-minute period. Lentini with the advantage. The score 8-8 in this match. Schrader trying to rip the arms loose. We see a locking of the hands indication. There may be a point by Lentini. Lentini still in control. Neutral. Go around behind by that time by Lentini. 1 minute, 5 seconds remaining. No points. Well, we have a great deal of reaction from both sides of the auditorium of the gym tonight. 57 seconds left to go. Third period. Schrader by 1. Lentini will have 1 point riding time. He has to get a takedown to ensure victory. Neutral. He got it. Well, we're all tied up. A takedown and an escape. 28 seconds. There is the score in this bout tied up at 10-10. Lentini needs a takedown. He has 2 points time advantage. 15 seconds left to go. Lentini has a time advantage. He will pick up a point on time. 7 seconds. Lentini still neutral. That's the end of it. Lentini wins it on a time advantage. Let's watch Bill Piper's signal. There it is. Jimmy Lentini comes through with a 12-10 decision over Don Schrader. Look at that board. On the right-hand side, 15 points for the Tornadoes, 9 points for the Indians. A very big win for Jimmy Lentini at 145 pounds. Now we're coming to one of the Mount Carmel favorites, Bobby Przlomski at 154 on the right. His opponent, Eddie Zielinski, on the left. Both boys are seniors. And now we've got to a point in the course of this wrestling match between the Shamokin Indians and the Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes. We've gotten to a point where there's starting to get a feeling of excitement in the gym here. It's coming down to the wire. The Tornadoes, 15, the Indians, 9. premier bout, I'd say that's no points. No advantage. The premier match of the night is coming up at 165 between Gene O'Leary, undefeated, and Wesley Schrader, also undefeated. So we have a great deal of action for you here. Przlomski dives in for a single leg, gets it, gets the takedown. Przlomski at a single leg maintains control, picks up his first 2 points. A minute to go. Well, they're pretty well out of bounds, and Bill Piper blows them out. Eddie Zielinski has tape on his left shoulder, tape underneath, just around the top of the shoulder. It may have been a muscle pull or tear, and they want to prevent any injury. Przlomski, with a tight waist, takes the near arm. Now, what's going on right now is Przlomski would like to work Zielinski over a little bit, soften him up, as they say, and then put a move on him for a pin. So Prez is going to maintain that tight waist and squeeze a little bit to see what he can possibly do with him. We have 30 seconds left in this first period. Bobby Przlomski got the 2 points in the takedown. Official looking over it very closely. They may go out. Prez is working to turn him over. Now watch this. Not quite ready for it yet. He's working on that shoulder that's taped, but the boy's arm cannot come up beyond the 45 degree. When it comes up even with his shoulder blades, that's about it. Once they start taking it up a little more, it's a punishing hold, potentially dangerous. At the end of 2 minutes of wrestling at 154 pounds, Bobby Przlomski has 2. His opponent, Eddie Zielinski from the Shamokin Indians, nothing. Przlomski takes a down position, Zielinski the offensive position. Tornado's out in front by a 15-9 meet score. Przlomski has to duck the head out, and he may do that and get a reversal. He does. It's my guess that Zielinski's shoulder is bothering him, and that's the one that Przlomski's working on. Bill, official blows them out of bounds. You look at the look on Zielinski's face, and now he's swinging his left arm a little as though that shoulder is really starting to bother him. Coach Sam Verano on the far side, unemotional yet, but definitely concerned. Przlomski's working on that shoulder and that arm. Zielinski, the boy on the bottom, must work to improve his position or escape if he possibly can, but he doesn't seem to be doing anything. He's got his own arms locked. Now watch, Przlomski will move, if he possibly can, turn him over. 55 seconds to go, second period. A warning on Zielinski. The second time that occurs, Zielinski will give up a point. 35 seconds, second period. Bobby Przlomski with a 4-0 lead over Zielinski. They're going to go out. There's the move he's working for, but out of bounds. This may be some difficulty for Zielinski. That hurt. That hurt. Now this is what Przlomski's working for. He's going to turn him. Grabbing across the face. Przlomski gives up a point. As you can see, Bobby was moving in there trying to go cross face and apply leverage. And in doing so, he grabbed Zielinski's face, which cost Przlomski a point. Nothing in real danger, though. He has a 4-1 lead and 2 minutes, 59 seconds riding time. He has 2 points on the board for a time advantage. Time runs out before another warning can be called. So with a 4-1 lead, Przlomski goes into the third period of wrestling at 154 pounds in the top position. What Bobby can do now is build up his lead. In riding time, which is going to provide him with a 2-point cushion. The official now is counting. When he reaches 5, that's going to be a warning. 1 point for Przlomski on a penalty for stalling. 5-1. At all costs, Zielinski wants to avoid a pin because that's going to put the Tornadoes in a fairly good position. They're leading now by 15-9 score. If they can possibly pick up 5 more, this is going to make a little cushion a little more comfortable. 1:10 seconds. Przlomski has sufficient time for a pin if he can keep Zielinski in. You saw the move that time was grab the chin, pull back. Przlomski still in control. Schrader seems to be Zielinski seems to be hurting a little bit. He's got the face again. Neutral. Zielinski pulls a quickie surprise move, but it looks like Przlomski only gave him up 1 to pick up 2. 7-2 at the 154 pounds. Przlomski over Zielinski. Tornadoes identified by the white trunks. The Indians have the white stripe on the purple running right down the side. There's counting again. There may be another warning coming up, another point. Another warning point. Penalty point for stalling to Przlomski, 8-2. There might not be enough time left for Zielinski to forfeit this. 19 seconds left to go. Przlomski would like to get this pin in the worst way. Zielinski will consider it a moral victory if he prevents the pin. Well, time's against Prez now. All right, watching this match, Bobby Przlomski's hand goes up in victory. The Tornadoes now pick up to a 18-9 lead. You can see it on the left. Shamokin 9, Mount Carmel area 18, and take time out for this message. That reaction is for Gene O'Leary on the right, Wesley Schrader on the left. Both boys at 165 pounds, undefeated in this season. This is the premier match of the night. 2 165-pound wrestlers, undefeated. Wesley Schrader coming off 3 pins in his last 3 bouts. Gene O'Leary doing quite well in that department himself. Well, the 2 sides of the gymnasium definitely reacting to these boys. They're going out. O'Leary, lean and lanky, gets underneath Schrader and lifted him up, but they went out of bounds. Gene dives in for a leg, misses. Schrader going in for a leg, misses. Both boys with skill, both boys with knowledge about the wrestling game, both boys with some strength. Schrader gets a leg. Neutral. Olair. Neutral. Olair, 2. Out of bounds. Now look at those Tornado fans reacting. They're right up there. You can hear it behind me. Let's go, Gene. Let's go, Gene. And on the other side, let's go, Wes. Referee moves both sides, both cheerleading benches back because these fellas are moving. Schrader stands up. Olair grabs a leg, saves him. 40 seconds to go, first period. This is real sports action here, folks, on Channel 8. We're very pleased to be able to bring you this fine wrestling match between the Tornadoes and the Indians. Gene Olair on the bottom now. Turning over, Gene Olair on the top, going for a figure 4. Still in control, Olair. All right, that was a potentially dangerous or illegal hold, and Bill Piper called the warning before it could cause any damage. 5 seconds left. Schrader doesn't seem a bit worried. Olair loose and relaxed. 5 seconds left. Gene Olair with 2 points and a takedown in the first period. Schrader stands up, runs away, and Olair stays with him. That's it. At the end of 2 minutes of wrestling, Gene Olair, 2 points. Wesley Schrader, nothing. Schrader will take the down position. Olair the top position. Olair's in the white trunks. Jim comes alive one more time. This is an arm bar, which could put Schrader in trouble, and the official will not let that arm go too far up above the boy's shoulder blades. You're seeing wrestling at its finest in these two fine athletes out on the floor. Olair is able to maintain control of Schrader. He has 1 minute 35 seconds of time advantage. Schrader, of course, nothing. 1 minute 22 seconds left to go, second period. Olair on a 2-0 lead. The Tornadoes 18-9. All right, false start. Although the coaches on both sides are calling some advice, I doubt very much if they can be heard over the roar of the crowd. Olair picks him up and takes him down. Gene Olair has a great deal of strength. You notice Olair is the man on the bottom in a sense here, but no need to panic. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knows what to do, and he's doing a beautiful job of it. Schrader, on the other hand, is doing the same thing in his end of it. Olair. Olair on the top. This may be a stalemate position. Let's see. Olair still in control. fans had seen Schrader reaching around to grab O'Lear, and afraid O'Lear might have gotten too high, and Schrader would have been able to pull him over and pull a reversal and put O'Lear in trouble. But O'Lear got back to a lower point of contact and was able to ride out Schrader's threat. 14 seconds to go, second period. Jim comes alive. O'Lear still in control. This may be some difficulty for Schrader. A predicament. Gene O'Lear picks up 2 points on a predicament, has 2 minutes and 57 seconds of riding time, and the fans on the Mount Carmel area side really reacting here. Well, we go back to action. 2 more minutes of wrestling. O'Lear now on the defensive position. No, still in control, Schrader. O'Lear may have gotten out of it that time. Schrader going for a pin on O'Lear. Let's see if any points come out of it. No points. I'm sure you could see the official counting and indicating that there has to be a certain amount of time in which the boys' shoulders are put on the mat. The Shamokin side of the gym says, how about those points? This official is not affected by these crowds. He knows his job. He knows when points are to be awarded, and he'll award them when they're due. 1 minute 30 seconds left. If O'Lear can escape, he needs the escape, really. O'Lear looks rather tired. Schrader looks a little stronger at this point. Schrader driving. Turnover, no points. Yes, they give him 2, and O'Lear gets 1 for an escape. They're still neutral. So Gene O'Lear, 5 points. Wesley Schrader, 2 points. Gene O'Lear has 2 minutes, 57 seconds time advantage. Wesley Schrader, 50 seconds time advantage. There's 1 minute, 1 second left in the match. O'Lear looks very tired. If he gets taken down, they're out. Now, there was a point awarded to the Shamokin Indians, to Wesley Schrader. What the reason was, I'm unable to discern at this time. It does mean 5-3. I see Coach Frank Picatus up off the bench to question that call on the part of the official. There's such an uproar in here, I know he's not going to be heard. 42 seconds. O'Lear 5, Schrader 2. O'Lear has time advantage. He has 2 minutes of time advantage at this point. Gene is very, very tired. A little gesture on the part of O'Lear, not going over with the fans at all. Schrader runs in. O'Lear is able to keep him away. And I think O'Lear faked him out. Three in neutral. Gene O'Lear pulls the win of the evening by a 10, check that, a 12-3 decision. Very decisive. Look at the fans. Gene O'Lear. The crowd is really going wild. Gene is exhausted. He is totally and completely exhausted. He has posted a 12-3 decision over Wesley Schrader. Both boys, prior to tonight's match, undefeated, and Gene O'Leary decisively taking Wesley Schrader, looking like he was near the point of total collapse, but coming through with a near fall and a reversal. Extremely fantastic on the part of Gene O'Leary. Well, we better bring you right up to date. The Tornadoes, 21. The Indians, 9. We are now up at 180 pounds. Mike Simichek and John Mazer. The only outcome of the match now can be as follows. If Mazer and Simichek are both pinned in the first period, we can end up with a draw. Anything else, the Tornadoes are victorious. So it's not quite certain yet, but it almost appears as though the outcome of this match is leaning toward Mount Carmel coming out on the long end of this score. Well, wasn't that just fantastic by Gene O'Leary and Wesley Schrader? What a display of wrestling, what a display of stamina and courage. And O'Leary, looking like he was just about ready to fall over, comes through with a predicament. Okay. Some of the fans are filing out of the gymnasium now because at this point they feel that the outcome is a foregone conclusion, which we repeat, it is not. But the premier bout of the evening has come to an end. Gene O'Leary decisively. 12-3 over Schrader. This is Michael Simichek now, 180 pounds, and he's wrestling Jay Engel. Forgive us for not bringing you up, but we're still rather enthused about the 165. Mike is in the white trunks, and Engel with the white stripe and the purple trunks. You can't see him in color. I don't know how they look in black and white, but look for the white trunks. That's our boy, Michael. Black and white, I've been informed. Would you believe shades of gray? Well, we're coming down to 20 seconds in the first period, and the baby bulls are out there. Jay Engel is a senior. Michael Simichek is a senior. We may see a double stalling, a double warning being issued if they keep this up. We saw it earlier. We may see it again. It is impossible for the Tornadoes to lose at this point. Mount Carmel, definitely a winner over the Shamokin Indians, no matter what happens from here on out. They come neutral. Simichek gets 1 point on his escape. The wrestlers on the Tornado bench who have completed their work for the night are congratulating the coach and congratulating each other because it is definitely in Mount Carmel's pocket now. Even if we still get 11 points, the best they can do is make it 21-20. A minute 30 seconds left. Second period of wrestling. Simichek, 1 point on an escape. There'll be no riding time whatsoever so far. They go out. Shamokin fans are very definitely silent now and a little bit dejected. This is one of the big rivalries in wrestling, in sports. Mount Carmel area and Shamokin area, big rivalry. And this year, Mount Carmel seems to have pulled off the victories over two of their biggest rivals, North Schuylkill and Shamokin. So to the wrestlers, fine job. Remind you, tomorrow night we've got that exciting basketball game coming your way right here on Channel 8, where the Mount Carmel area basketball team defeated North Schuylkill rather handily and did a very beautiful job of it. All right, the action is coming. We have 40 seconds left, second period. Tempo is slowed down again. The gym returns to a little bit of normalcy. Normality. Normalcy. I give up. What's the word, Mr. Sheehan? Warning on Shamokin. .24 seconds left. Shamokin has a tendency to get a little bit lazy. He doesn't seem to be aggressive, nearly as aggressive as he has been in the past. They go out. At the end of 2 periods of wrestling, Michael Shamokin for Mount Carmel, 1 point. His opponent, Jay Engel, nothing. What we're following up with now is somewhat of an anticlimax. The Tornadoes have 21 big ones on the board. The Indians only have 9. The Indians cannot win it. They're still neutral. I'd like to give you a rundown of our excellent crew tonight. We've been hampered because we've only been able to operate with 1 camera tonight, so operating a camera for the early part of the match was Frank Lasky and Joe Bass. For the latter half of the match, Joanne Waskiewicz and Timmy Katona. Back behind me at the controls for video, David Green. Audio, Petey Shovelin, John Lamb. Our technical director has been Joe Zenyu for tonight. And our producer and director, George McPhee. I'm your announcer, Joe Swatsky, saying it's a real pleasure to be able to bring you these sporting events right here at WJPM TV, Channel 8 on your dial. 1 minute, 5 seconds left in this third period. Both boys neutral, tied up 1-1 on Jay Engel's escape. No riding time, and it looks as though there isn't going to be any riding time unless somebody gets a takedown within the next 10 seconds. So the next, neutral, still neutral. Very close that time. .45 seconds, 1-1, 180 pounds, all even up. Mike Shamokin, Jay Engel. If you can stand it looks like we have Engel with 2 on a takedown. 3-1. The riding time clock starts, but it will be to no avail. There is not enough time for Engel to pick up anything. Seconds. 1 point. 1 point. Engel awarded a point on Shamokin stalling. Shamokin received a warning earlier in the second period. Now he gives up a point. Falls behind 4-1. 8 seconds to go. Shamokin is looking up at the clock. He just wants this thing to be over. All right, Shamokin area now picks up 3 points. Mount Carmel 21, Shamokin area 12. Will not bring you this message from Central Supermarket. Taking a look at the board on the right side there, Mount Carmel area 21, Shamokin area 12. Mount Carmel area is a definite winner in this match. And coming onto the mat, we really get to the baby bulls right now. John Mazer on the left in the white trunks, and John Dowd is senior. Both boys seniors. Mazer has had 2 fine showings. Mazer beat Ditmar, a big heavy boy from Pottsville, a fine wrestler, and Mazer went to a 1-1 draw with Big Pete Walsh from Minersville. Walsh was undefeated, still remained undefeated, but John beautifully worked with him. John lost to Bill Hellenthal up at Berwick. Bill's another premier wrestler, and John is now faced with two Johns on the floor, John Mazer and John Dowd. John Dowd for Shamokin, Mazer in the white trunks. The heavyweight class is carrying a limit of 252 pounds, and John, I know, is somewhere around 210. Dowd looks like he may be going up around 220 or 230. They're going out. A minute, 10 seconds to go, first period. No action yet, no takedowns. Our fans have settled down to just watching this match come to its inevitable conclusion. The Tornadoes will win it. They have won it. I'd like to point out right now, earlier before the match, I was talking to Coach Frank Picatis, and he indicated to me that the matches that he felt they had to win were at 103, 112, 133, 138, and 154, and 145. And as it turned out, the coach was absolutely right. The boys did win in every one of those, even at 145, where Shamokin area made a substitution, and Mount Carmel's Jim Lentini came through. A very close one there on the part of Lentini. We go back. The coach figured that at 165, O'Lear, he was counting on O'Lear to come through, but it was a toss-up. As you saw, that match could have gone either way, either boy capable of coming off with a pin, but O'Lear with a very decisive 12-3 decision over Wesley Schrader. O'Lear in trouble at one time. We figured at that point the matches were going to be either won or lost, and now we come up to Michael Simichik and John Mazer, and we of course know by now that the match is definitely won. So at the end of the second period, still no score here. And at the end of the first period, still no score. And Big Johnny Dowd takes the top over Mazer. Let's see, Mazer can be quick with the escapes, and he is. This is, I guess we might call somewhat like standard procedure. When one of the heavyweights goes to the down position, it's usually follows very quickly that he stands up and escapes. Schrader is going to try to throw Mazer. Mazer doesn't let him get it. Some more fans filing out of the gym now on both sides. The outcome of the match no longer in question. We hope to be able to talk to Coach Frank Picatis and his outstanding wrestler Gene O'Lear after this match, so don't go away. Once we come to the conclusion of the wrestling action, we'll be right here with Coach Frank Picatis and Gene O'Lear. All right. Both boys exerting some effort, but not much in the way of points. A minute 15, second period. Mazer goes moving in, and he's just stopped by Dowd. these two big baby bulls out in the middle of the ring here. Neither one able to throw the other, but that time the advantage went to Dowd, although it didn't get him any points. 35 seconds left. Mazer moves in. Dowd will try the same move to throw Mazer over, but Mazer doesn't let him do it. Dowd tries now for a single leg. Can't do it. "20 seconds left, second period. This is what we expected, a warning going against both teams. Mazer that time was able to accomplish what he wanted, but was just out of bounds. 9 seconds. Well, we may see another warning. I'm not quite sure what happens if both boys get called for warning. I guess it's going to be a draw. All right, it looks like it's going to be Dowd's chance to escape. Let's see how close we come to it. 2 more minutes of wrestling action, and stick around. We hope to be bringing you a few words from the coach and some of the wrestlers. Well, we didn't get started yet. We will now. Okay, there he goes. Oh, Mazer takes Dowd down. If Mazer can keep him on the mat, there's a possibility that he can win this with the time and with the point that he has by an escape. But he can't let him stand up. Once he does, it's almost all over. Let's check and see. That's about 450 pounds of young men there that our official was saving. Mazer goes to the other side this time. There's the escape. Well, it's 17 seconds to 2 seconds in time advantage, and this doesn't mean anything. We have 1:40 to go in the last match of the night. Mount Carmel area on the long end of a 21-12 lead over Shamokin. The outcome of the match no longer in question. It was decided at the end of the first period. Mazer gets a takedown. Surprise. It looked like Dowd slipped that time, but Mazer was alert to stay with him, and Mazer drives Dowd. That was Excedrin headache, number 11. Mazer in control. 3-1. John has a lead. He can give up on a point and escape, but he can't fool around too long. All right. It's almost impossible to keep these heavyweights from one another, to keep them from standing up. They stand up with a good deal of ease. And this time Mazer takes Dowd down. He's holding him. As long as he can maintain some control on him, as he does now, that's what John has to do, is use his chest and flatten him out. He has to pick up 20 more seconds of riding time to have a point. Anything over that is a bonus for John. And he has, then he can let Schrader go. Not yet. Too soon, John. He's not listening to me. Well, it's 3-2. John Mazer was just 8 seconds shy of having a point in riding time. Well, it's going to have to stay away from a takedown. A takedown wins it. Whoever gets a takedown wins it. Let's see if there's one coming up. 35 seconds. That could have been it, but they were out of bounds. 32 seconds left. they could possibly, both of them could get called for stalling. If either one gets called for stalling, that's a point. Both boys had received the warning in the second period when they were stalemated. 22 seconds. A takedown wins it. Let's see who gets the takedown. If both boys get called for stalling, it's not going to have any effect. If Mazur gets called for stalling, it's a draw. If Dowd gets called for stalling, Mazur wins it. Mazur out of bounds. Shamokin fans very unhappy with that. Looked like Mazur might have been taken down. 10 seconds to go. Well, it appears as though neither can get called for stalling. Three seconds left. All they've got to do is stand there. All right. Mount Carmel area. Johnny Mazur's Mount Carmel area heavyweight wins his bad match by a decision, 3-2 over Johnny Dowd. The Mount Carmel area Red Tornadoes victorious over the Indians by 24-12, and we'll be back following this message. As soon as I get my microphone untangled, we're here. Coach Frank Picatus, congratulations to you. And to you, Gene O'Leary, a very premier wrestler. Gene, congratulations. Coach, as I was going down the match here, I talked to you before, and you had pointed out to me that certain weights you figured you hope you'd be able to win in there, and these were the key. Not one individual, but several of them. And it worked out just about the way you said it.
It went all the way down to the 165-pound class where O'Leary almost pinned his opponent there. But I want to say one thing, Joe. Our record isn't the greatest this year. That makes us 4-5 now. But I guess you know that we are the #1 team in the Anthracite co-region. We have beaten two big teams in the co-region. That's the North Schuylkill Spartans, who are now the champions in North Schuylkill County, and also Shamokin, who's a contender in the Susquehanna Valley League right now. They're 4-2 in right now.
Coach, before the match, I talked to Coach Sam Verano, and I asked him for a comment on the game, and he said, well, he expected it to be close, but the way it turns out, it really wasn't that close, was it?
No, it wasn't. But you can all go back to our 95-pounder, Griffiths, who did an outstanding job. He, was only a freshman, and then at 103, we won that one. Then at 112, in the last 23 seconds, Howes got that reversal, and then from there on in, 20 and 27 did an outstanding job, and then 33, 38, and 45 did a job, and also 54-pounder Poznanski. Then at 65, we broke the that's where the camel broke. How do you say that, Joe?
Broke the camel's
back. Right.
And here's the man we're talking about. Gene, congratulations on a fantastic victory. It was a 12-3 decision. At one point there, though, it looked as though you were about ready to drop over. Were you really as tired as you appeared to us, Gene?
No, I was just trying to really catch my wind there. I figured he was dead already. I fell and he was pretty well down.
To us sitting here on the sideline watching you wrestle, it looked as though in the last 30 seconds as though you were barely able to make it back. Schrader came on strong, and then when you pulled that move on him and took him down and put his shoulders to the mat and got you 3 points on the near fall, the thought came to me, you must have been sandbagging for a while and caught him off guard.
Well, I don't know. When I was just going back with him, he wasn't too strong. I was just going back. I don't know. I guess it was just going I really don't know.
Well, I think he's a little bit disappointed over it, but Gene, congratulations to you on a tremendously exciting match. And as I said, a 12-3 decision. It's not as close, but it was a great job, and you fellas came down to win tonight, and you did. Congratulations, Gene O'Leary.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, so from the gym here, Al Yurkevich is here tonight. And Al, come here, Al, just for a minute. Al, what do you think of that 65-pound match between O'Leary and Schrader?
Fantastic. O'Leary did a beautiful job on him, Joe, from beginning to end.
Do you think O'Leary was really tired at the end? Well, how did he appear to you?
He appeared tired, but you saw it happen in the end. He took him down anyway, didn't he?
He took him down.
Good job.
Al's a wrestling fan for the Mount Carmel area.